Doing, guys, I'm just on a train on the way back from the fight. Now this is a story that I need to tell. I'm just going to go into the toilet so I'm not interrupted, and me and trains have had a bit of a thing in the past, but no, on a serious note, guys, I want to talk about the story of what's happened during training camp. Now, I was in training camp for 16 weeks for the Dean fight, okay? And there was physical and mental complications through the camp. I'm a proud man. I just don't make excuses, and this is why I never ever spoke about it during camp, because win or lose, I never ever wanted that to be an excuse. Now that the fight's over with, I can now tell you exactly what happened. And this is why it's a mental health channel. And I want to inspire people and help people to know that, listen, you're not alone. And when you see a man like me, I'm a fighting man, speaking about this, some of you will connect with what I'm about to say. When I was making the Edinburgh Ghost Hunt, which you'll see on the podcast, I think it was it 2 months ago, I was on my way home on the train at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I collapsed with breathing problems. Straight away the paramedics thought I had a heart attack. So I got rushed into hospital, got the pipes put into my heart, and I was told at first that I maybe would never be able to train again, and I was lucky that I didn't die. So I was in hospital, had all my scans. It came back that I had a viral infection around the heart called pericarditis, which I'm still on medication today, but it's a lot better. I'm healthier. I'll explain that. And I was in hospital for 3 days with that. We're getting treatment, put on meds to get rid of the virus. They said I couldn't train for 3 weeks, so for 3 weeks I could do absolutely nothing. But because I'm a proud man and I had to get fit for a fight, I was still training, but I was still having breathing problems, and this is where the problems were coming. Now, I was getting breathing problems during training, and I thought it was anxiety, but it wasn't. It was a pericarditis viral infection around my heart causing the breathing problems. So anyways, the medication was taken, and within 3 weeks that I was told not to train, I got better. So then I started training properly again. And 3 weeks before this fight with Dean, I tried to commit suicide 3 times. The first time I was jumped in a taxi and drove to the cliffs, and I was going to jump off the cliffs if it was on. I'm not going to mention my friend's name, and this is all true story which can be backed up. It's a mental health channel. I'm trying to help people. I'm explaining the story that my friend pulled up behind the taxi, and I didn't know my friend was following me. She seen me get in the taxi, not realising what I was doing, but I was off to commit suicide. Just got sick of life, sick of having nightmares and anxiety and feeling shit, and that was stopped. She took me home, and she took me in for 2 weeks and looked after me, which I'm very grateful for, and thank you. She knows who she is. She'll probably see this video. The second time I was sitting in the house, and I got a knife, and I put a knife to my neck. But this is the crazy thing about it, and I can't remember the name that they said to me what it was called, but I didn't realise I was doing it at the time. I was like zoned out with a knife there, and I was tapped on the shoulder, and I just snapped out of it. I was later told, you know, this is part of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. The third time I tried to commit suicide, and this is what the channel is made up of. If you look at my cover photo, you'll see a dirt track. Now that dirt track is the bridge that I was standing on before I tried to commit suicide for the third time. I pissed off on my bike, and I just actually accidentally come to the bridge, stood on the bridge, drank a shitload of vodka, got myself absolutely smashed, and made a suicide video, and just before I done it, just before I was going to jump off the bridge head first, the police came flying down the track. Now, the channel only came about after that event because I was then sectioned under the Mental Health Act in Carsview Mental Hospital in Dundee. I am so thankful that I was put into a mental hospital, because it not just only opened my eyes up about being in a bad place, it actually opened my eyes that there was a lot worse people than me in there, that gave me hope that I can turn my life around myself and change my mindset. I was in routine, had to take medications at a certain time, had to go to bed at a certain time, got up at a certain time, and when I was in there, I created this mental health channel and I called it the Epic Story of Tomorrow. And the reason why I call it that was because I was 1 to 2 seconds away from not seeing tomorrow. And it's epic because I'm still here today to tell the story, and that is why it's called the Epic Story of Tomorrow. And this channel means the world to me because I know that I'm going to be helping thousands of people along the way with explaining my experiences. Now, when I was in this mental hospital, I was speaking to the psychiatrist and diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I was diagnosed in 2019 with bipolar, but the psychiatrist thinks that I was misdiagnosed with all the night terrors and the dreams and stuff like that. So they put me on a lot of medications, still taking heavy medications. Obviously today for the Demon fight I didn't take any meds because I wanted to be in the right shape of mind. What people don't understand is I've been through all that and went to that fight today and won. I never ever made one excuse that I was ill, that I was mentally ill. Not one excuse. I'm only telling you this story now because the fight's over with, and I promised that I would tell this story. To get through what I've done and to get where I'm at is persistence, belief in yourself, and having a strong mindset. My social media trolling campaign destroyed my mind, 3 years of it, and I had to go out my way and I've proved my innocence and shown a well-respected traveller family down where I was today the whole paperwork and police recordings of my innocence. I have now got to live the rest of my life on medication because I've been mentally damaged, not just by the trolling but obviously things in the past that I've never spoke about. But that mental hospital has given me the strength to move on and inspire people now. My mission is to help people, to get people to open up, to get people to comment on here and let me know your problems. I'm not a doctor and I'll never save people. I can't save everybody, but what I can do is give advice to what helped me and how I got into a place. Okay? There's medications that I'm on that I don't want to speak about. I'm not ashamed of it, I want to keep certain things private. But I work all my meds around my routine, my training routine. Now my training routine is very strict. I get up at 5:30 in the morning and then I do a 16-mile bike ride. Run up and down the cliffs, 8 mile there, run up and down the cliffs. I'll spend half an hour in the sea doing the cold water method and then I'll bike back, so that's 16 mile. I'll get in, I'll take my medication, I'll go to sleep, I'll have a nap for 3 hours. I'll get up and then I'll go to the gym and I will do my strength and conditioning sessions. I'll get home, I'll have more medication and I'll chill out. And then before I go to bed, I'll have more meds. That is my life now, but I'm not letting it define who I am because I'm a warrior, but I'm humble with it. And I just believe that you need to be kind to people, because there's people out there suffering that you don't realise, and that is why I would never ever give abuse online to anybody. And I don't want to be involved in that anymore. I want to move on with my life. I'm not interested in what people have got to say about me. I don't care. I nearly died, not just of with my heart, with the pericarditis. I nearly killed myself 3 times, and I'm here alive today. Down that fight, won. No one knew that, and I wanted you to know that story. And I want people to know that you're not alone. It's okay to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. And this channel is here for you to always open up. I love you all. I respect you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the support today, for this fight. God bless.